1,000 feet long, with 2 entrances. One was discovered by accident. It's always 56 degrees.
Just right here, the entrance and the exit that you guys will see later.
Okay.
And if I told you that this passageway went on for a mile, you might believe it, right? Or it looks like that it only goes back 300 feet. So we're going to go ahead and head on back.
Wow. Like makalakaw dyan ka ba? Tigid, grabe ka ano. Ha? Dili good. Bugnaw lang siya. But it's just 300 feet, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I see.
And it's not wet here too.
So, yeah,
It's surprising.
you're going to see a lot of different spots that will be surprisingly wet and surprisingly dry. It's kind of weird how the water moves through here. But I love showing everybody it. Right here, you guys can step closer. We have the toes, the toenail, the foot, right? And then he's got like a bunion thing growing on the side. That's what we call Bigfoot's foot.
So,
Deposits.
wow.
So I'm gonna step back here real quick. You can place your hand here and here, and then you can lean over, and you're gonna tell me how far down you think this pit goes. But while you're back here, check out our natural cave floor. We leave this untouched for the critters that live in here, like the bats and the salamanders.
Okay, go first. Love.
Yeah, make sure it's safe for her.
Oh,
Hadlock.
what if I'm gonna fall?
It's okay, we only have one person fall.
Did I guess?
150.
And what's the price if you guess the correct one?
Here, let him sit out all the way. We don't want anybody tripped up. What's the prize if you guess?
Yeah.
Or if you guess it right, you get bragging rights for the rest of the tour.
Oh no. Oh, this one.
11 feet 2 inches.
Oh, really?
It's just short.
Just like this one. Oh, it looks like it's a
an
1
optical
mile.
illusion. So it gets narrow towards the bottom, and then the lines on the wall also mess with your eyes.
Oh, I see.
You guys haven't given me the craziest answers we've heard, so don't worry.
Oh. Yeah, I
Look at it. Look at it again.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like, let me look again. Hang on.
Hindi ka to, 11 feet. sa isa ka feet, pila ka ruler?
Oh yeah.
Ha?
The light helps too. If the illusion.
Wala dyan kikontrol sa babalaw. Wala siya kag-aba. And is that only for wild tour? Or somebody goes in there or no?
The only time somebody goes back there is to change that light. We leave that completely for the critters that live in here.
Oh, I see. That's
Yeah,
cute.
just to keep them a safe space to live. No, we have bats and salamanders. There's some frogs in our crystal lake too, but they don't live in here full time.
Oh, I see.
We have.
The murals build up and then it looks like boxes.
Okay, I got you.
That's where.
So this is actually called chert, and it's a quartz type rock, so it's really hard. And it has this lip to it because there was like limestone deposits inside of it, little pockets of limestone, and then the water ate that away. But chert's so hard that water doesn't change it, so it gave it like this geometric pattern up there. That's what you guys are seeing. Is it private owned? Is that what you have?
Yes.
Yes, it's been owned by the same family through its entire operation.
But they are not native.
I'm not sure. The current owner is the grandson of Arthur Browning. So, some of the things we've changed in the cave. Obviously, we put concrete floors down to make it easier to walk.
Oh.
Gravel keeps the mud levels to a minimum. We put a couple staircases in to make it easier to traverse.
I really thought it's...
I get everybody every time, don't worry.
These are so serious. They look like serious.
Yeah, no, these are from shovels and pickaxes. So this whole hallway we're about to walk through was full of mud, and it's about my chest height. So they found this cave in 1925 and had it ready for tours by 1927. Keep in mind, back then they didn't have big excavation machines to dig that mud out, so they did it by hand with the shovels buckets. Those steps that you guys walked up today, they took all that mud outside and built that terrace up with all that mud. But ready to go in 2 years' time. Kind of looks like somebody took a drill to it, right? But it's completely natural.
Ako kang bangan ay tubig na itulog.
Okay.
Over to your right, we have some more stalactites, stalagmites. they're a lot more light brown, whitish in color. There's less organic matter that came down with the water to create these ones versus that one back there in the big road. 100 million years ago when there was like that million years of rain. All that rain came into our cave, and that's what carved out this tall, long passageway behind me, and that one that we just walked through down to that big fern. So it creates this tall, long, straight passageway. But when this filled up with water, it was looking for a place to escape, right? So it went down these low passageways to our left and right. But our cave's extra unique. Now again, you're probably not going to find another one like it. Because this passageway that runs this way behind me, it runs directly north and south, and these run directly east and west. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, yeah. Dito ka lang.
I'm gonna head down that way just a bit. We're gonna go up this way now. Be careful on the slope, it can be slick.
What if it's right there?
Dito siya, no kay, like, saan ko siya? East-west.
A little above us because during the rainy season, it's like taking a shower through here. So they put that metal up to redirect it. Right here we have some more fluting, and on the back side it has a twin. We call these the twin waterfalls.
Kaya na ba nasa?
What if it's beautiful?
Eggs to go with it.
That's cute.
I don't know about you guys, I don't like eating my eggs with my hands, so I'm gonna use this cave fork. So you'll have to bear with me a moment, we're gonna look at some more imaginary shapes in here. Right up here we have our cave mummy, you might have to step into the room a little bit more, but here's her head, shoulders, and then the body. That's our cave mummy. Here's an alien head, body, and the long legs. Right here we have a torch. I love this torch because it has a soda straw above it. So here in about 300 years they might connect. So you guys should come back in 300 years, right?
300 years. Spirit.
Well, of course, is me, your tour guide. This giant structure here, I'll let you guys tell me what you think it looks like.
I don't know.
An octopus alien.
Because they're the same kind of structure. This is drapery, and the bacon strips are drapery. Some people call them curtains, same thing. But this is a really special piece of drapery. The room is shaped in such a certain way, and this guy grew it in such a certain way that if we tap on it in certain spots, it'll make sounds. I realize that there's a hands-off sign over there. I've been a trained tour guide to do this, so don't panic on me. I'll explain in just a moment what I'm doing. Listen closely.
Amazing.
So we call it the musical chimes. And what I'm doing here to not hurt this structure, the draperies, when they grow down the cave wall at an angle, that water's running down here, and they're growing from this free edge. These are some babies over here. So this guy is growing from this free edge here. And what we're doing to not hurt it is we're tapping behind that free edge, and you can see the oils from our palms and our fingertips from where we've tapped it for decades now. You can see it up there too. So we're being very gentle when we tap it, and we're tapping behind that edge that's still growing. Does that make sense? So back here is already grown, this is still growing.
Just the water.
Yeah, so as that water runs down, it's still growing today. Now, an guy can't see their group, like it kind of curves back over here. And some guy named Steven, he was a visitor, thought he could play the chimes, and he broke this piece off here.
Oh no.
We lost 5,000 years of growth in just that instant. Steve is still back there today.
Oh,
And every Tuesday,
is it true?
no.
Oh.
But we say every Tuesday you can pay us $1 and go kick him. Right? But truly it's frustrating that we lost 5,000 years of growth. The cool thing is with every drip it's still growing. You and I just aren't going to see that 5,000 years of growth unless we find immortality, right? But we do take tours back here. They're called wild cave tours. You guys might have seen them online. So it's helmet, flashlight, and gloves. And you have to be 12 and up and a group of 3 for the group to go on. They're every Friday and Saturday. You book them online. But it's an hour down this way, and then we have another cave on our property across the road. That's another hour tour over there. So if you guys are interested in like a very beginner, off the map cavers course, I would recommend a tour around that, right? Whenever you guys are ready, I'll let you meet us back down that dark slope down there. Quickly turn the lights off if you guys are okay with that.
Bonjour na hiya to. Bonjour na hinagpiyong ko.
Look way properly.
Speaking of lights, we had electricity in here as early as 1927, but it was a live wiring system, so they call it knob and tube. If you guys have ever been in an old building, you might recognize this kind of stuff, right? So We're talking about live wiring, meaning there's no rubber coating around the wires. You can see how wet our wires are now. Imagine that with a live wire. What our guides did was carry a stick with them to lift that live wire up to turn the lights on and off.
Oh my God.
And occasionally they would forget their stick, meaning they would have to pick it up with their hand.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. But we didn't have any reported incidents, reported being our keyword there.
Adlukan, pakamatay.
Pero, nakuha.
6 foot something and in his 40s. So he was a pretty agile, brave man to be climbing through this kind of stuff. And you might notice a lack of formations down this hallway. The reason for that, there's a cap rock above us, above this hallway in particular. It's a layer of shale that's preventing water from coming through this hallway. We need that water to pick up those deposits to make the formations.
If there's too much rain, will this cave like overflow or no?
So yun pa nag-i-off niya. Mabalik pa niya siya i-off tanan.
Alam mo pala yung steel.
Ano lahat, ikadlo.
So we call this our balancing rock. We believe it broke off the ceiling when the cave was still full of water. It floated down through the water and mud to rest here on these 2 points. I can find my button right there and right there. So if it had fallen when the cave was dry, it probably would have shattered. And we know that this rock, because of the type of rock it is and the measurements we've taken, weighs 10 tons, which is 20,000 pounds.
Wow.
And I've been told that's the weight of 2 full-grown elephants. So as you guys can... So you can, the straw's approximately 1 inch every 100 years. And that crystal on that back wall has been growing for a very long time. This passageway here, if we went back about 100 feet, took a sharp left, you'd find our beautiful crystal lake I mentioned earlier. So, Arthur did not enter through the entrance we came through. He actually came through the exit we're going to leave from today. Found that basketball-sized hole, came through, walked through our crystal lake, and down this passageway here. When he got to this point, he saw that 18 to 24 inches of space that he had to belly crawl through. Or he could stand upright and explore this way. So he chose to do that first, as anybody would, right? Yeah. But we're gonna head down that way now. But if you guys want a really cool picture, I'll let you go down to this flat rock here. And if you look to your right, there's a really cool formation there you can take a picture of. And I think it's really cool to take a picture of that little creek.
Wow. Cathedral. It looks like a cathedral.
We call this structure our lost city. We think of this as the castle, the village down below, and behind there's a moat, but it keeps saying they're going through a drought right now. It's rough times. Up above us, there's a lot of beautiful draperies, so make sure you're looking up as we go through this hallway. So this is actually called dripstone. As water drips off of these draperies, it splashes outward, and those splashes are what's creating all the pockets in this. Back into the cave, the calcite was going to take a wider appearance.
Wide.
So this right here is our biggest drapery in the
Oh my
cave.
God.
And up there we have some nice big draperies too. So inside these little pools, we call this cave popcorn. And that's a scientific name, I'm not making it up for you guys, okay?
There's a lot of these in Carlsbad.
Oh yeah,
It's like,
awesome. Down there someday.
it's really huge, like very big.
Yeah, it's like 35 feet underground. So once you go back, we just rode the elevator going back, but when entering it, it's like around 3 hours.
It's 3 hours?
For us, because we
Oh.
take picture a lot.
Fair enough,
But when
fair
you,
enough.
it's like at 1.5 hours.
Is
Like
it
you
guided or do you just
No.
No.
So that's why we don't know much, like the information in there, because we just went on our own
Okay.
But you can like have the
audio.
audio.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Audio tour.
Like, it's, picture ko
My
dito.
flashlight on it, but it is.
But it's not like very soft, right?
No,
It's hard.
It's all gonna be just like that touch rock. It's just wet, so it makes it look like it'd be squishy.
And imagine, gamay, like 1 inch lang, pila ka years, million years.
Corn on the cob. And then back here we have a turkey head here. I love that one, right? If you guys are wondering what's back there, there's not much. Sometimes we'll see like bats, salamanders, raccoons, our manager.
Raccoons also?
We have break-ins. Our security's not good here. We're in Southwest Missouri, it's kind of crap. I'm just kidding. But we do have break-ins occasionally, and I'll show you some more areas where we have break-ins. Watch your head here. It comes down low.
Oh no. Nice did siya, Art. Very nice.
Watch your footing here. That will sneak up on you.
Cave potatoes.
Sweet potatoes. And here we have a big patch of potatoes. So these are are stalagmites that they chose to leave in the floor to show you guys what cave floor would have looked like. We like putting our flashlight here on this guy to show you how crystal they are, because they are crystals, right? We've tested every single one of these and they all do that. It's a very important part of our job. Up above us, we have the stalactite soda straws and draperies. These guys would have dripped down on these stalagmites to help them grow.
Is it still like
Still-
dripping out or no?
They drip, but these guys won't grow because we're a show cave and we walk through here constantly. They get kicked and things like that, right?
Oh, so that's why you put the...
Well, we put this here so you don't trip. These guys died a long time ago. It's the price of a show cave. So.
But if you put a flashlight still...
Yeah, they all shine. They'll all glow like that. Well, yeah.
Is it possible to touch it or no?
You guys, I'll let you feel it. That's fine.
I feel like 500 years. Exactly.
So right here we have cave carrots, stalactites, right? But they're orange, so they're carrots. Behind it we have a stalactite and a stalagmite that grew together to create a column. Some people call them pillars. I'm from Southwest Missouri. A pillar is why I put my head on at night. Pillar, pillow. Yeah. That one doesn't always land. It's okay.
Grabe yun nga tour. Kaya magkita lang man rin tour. No? Sige ka mo siya tulo sa ibabaw. Like, grabe ka siyang tulo.
We have a lot of fossils. They kind of look like noodles or Cheerios.
Yeah. What is that?
These are crinoids.
Shell.
They're a sea animal that looks like a plant. That is a sea animal. So it has this long column and then frilly things on top that will
Ah, the one in Nemo. See, ano?
Yeah. Vertebrates and they don't have a spine. You're looking at the stem, the column, or the stalk. Okay. Those are Missouri state fossil, by the way. So now you know a fun fact about Missouri. And this is the fountain of youth.
Wow. So swim, love. Swim. Okay, fountain of youth though. Amazing.
There's down for the bluff.
Yeah,
continues
it
to
looks
rise
like
up.
it's just flat.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, right?
Yeah. Is this your big room?
Do what?
A big room in the cave?
Yeah, this is one of the bigger rooms in the cave.
Okay.
So 150 feet underneath the bluff, into that bar is 864 feet back from that first door that we came to. This is the end of the cave, and it doesn't go back any farther. And they used to bring people all the way back here. The fountain of youth health properties, right? They gave people paper cups to drink the water from. Take a look at that ceiling. See all that black stuff?
Oh.
That's called manganese oxide, which is a mineral, and it's fine in really small doses. But if you're not, there's a salamander back here if you want to check him out. He's a little guy. See that black thing
Oh,
right
yeah.
there?
Oh, kanang. Kanang black godo nga naay kuan, naay tail o kamot.
Oh yeah.
Ito niyo. Very. Is it
this
how?
one?
So I can't tell, but I would guess that is a western slimy. But without being right on top of him, right there and right there, those are larvae. So they're baby salamanders.
Is that how small they are, or?
So this guy, if he's a western slimy, that's probably his full-grown size. But these little guys, they're still in their baby stages, so they'll grow bigger. Sometimes, oh, there, no, just kidding, that's a shadow. I spooked you guys, sorry. Sometimes we get but it's pretty cool to see this guy back here.
Yeah. Thing was clean. Like
Yeah, right, exactly, yeah.
Oh.
So it actually curves to the right back there, so that goes on a lot longer than it looks like it does.
Oh.
But that's only for maintenance.
Yeah, and as far, that light back there is as far as we go down this passageway, when we change that light.
But it still goes on.
Yes, it does, and it gets smaller.
Pero ko di na ko kaya mo lahi ko. Di na ko kaya mo lahi ko. Di na ko nagsulod ako.
Load up here.
Hinay love ha? Hinay love. Ako tanga. Ikaw may tanga. No. Ang dagoy.
There's another baby salamander in here if you guys want to see it. It's back there.
Oh, yeah.
They're really tiny. So the cool thing is they can choose to stay in their larva stage for up to 18 months until they feel like it's safe enough to grow.
But what kind of food do they eat?
So the babies will actually enter the water through their gills and take in like microbials and stuff out of the water and eat that. Watch your head when you stand up.
Yeah. Oh.
Ano kayo?
I'll let you lead it.
Video mo siya. Pero matindog siya, no? Like, diligid pa rin itong kanya. Sitad, ana.
Libre lang daw.
Lah, mo gini pinakanindot nito motor. Promise. Mag 5 star. Kaya kita rang duha. Sa?
We might meet some people down here, so just don't look them in the eye. Okay?
We will because this is a private tour. So yeah, you have that right.
Uy, ba't ako ano? Tingog, uy, buang-buang lagi ko. Oh, there's a lot of them right now.
Alright, we're heading to the Crystal Lake now. You might have to watch your head. It's kind of like a fun house. The ceiling and the floor get closer together. All of these dents that you see are where people didn't listen to me. They bumped their heads, right? Watch your head.
Shabad, love. Love.
Sorry. Stop it.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So this is our Crystal Lake. And there's certain spots where it looks like you could jump in and then like sit on a rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's reflecting the ceiling, so I don't recommend it. You're gonna find 6 inches of water and then 8 inches of mud. So, there's a frog right there. His name is DiGiorno. There's another frog right there, and his name is DiGiorno.
Oh, there's a lot of frog.
Good thing their colors are not gone.
Yeah.
Find food up here, and they're probably not gonna find too much food up here. They tend to get lost and become food for the cave. An unfortunate, way to end, but it's the circle.
They
of
just
life.
die here.
Oh.
You don't transfer them back to no.
There's way too many of them for us to try to do that.
Ipa-feel niya ang calcite?
Ganun ba float ba?
Ano ba? Abi na ko, budong-bulo na siya.
Check that out. It's kind of like a slushy, and like sand.
Dolomite? It feels like dolomite.
Dolomite, what is that?
Yeah, like in the
Is
Alam Gordo,
sand?
white sand.
Oh, okay.
White
Cool.
sand, it feels like dolomite.
What do you call this?
This is calcite ice.
Calcite ice.
So it's just calcite particles that are floating on top of water.
But kadang ano
Do
siya?
they what's it called that?
And so when it piles up like this, and then if it were to dry, it would start to form a dam like this one here.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how that rimstone dam we looked at back there formed. So this is a good example of how that would start.
Are they hard or do they brittle?
I don't know. And I mentioned raccoons earlier. There's some footprints back there. They break in here. They find holes or ways to get in here. And they come in here and eat on our little salamanders, our frogs, and things like that. Yeah, it's sad. But footprints from Arthur Browning in 1925 over here. You'll have to bear with me because the calcite ice kind of throws them off. But there's some divots back there. And you can see them circle all the way around when it's clear. But those are from 1925. But unfortunately, this is usually what happens to our frogs. And what we're hoping out of this is that a crayfish will come and eat on
Yeah.
them so we can see them.
Circle of life.
Yeah, exactly.
And this one also is dead?
Feels
No,
like
he's
sand.
alive still, but he might die.
Might
He
die.
might die. That's the section. So back this way, we have a forbidden passageway. It's made up of really loose, like gravel, clay-like stuff, so we just don't send anybody back there. It's not safe. It's completely natural, right? No. It's
No?
not.
It's been there?
No. So it's limestone from the cave, and they put it up early on in the operation with the idea of putting a dining room down below.
Wow.
Dining room.
But they nixed it early on because of how much water flows through this next room. So if you guys are ready, we'll head on down.
Carlsbad also has a dining room, like a restaurant inside the cave.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah. It's huge.
So if this wall wasn't here, we'd have one massive room, right? There's been a few break-ins in the past. We've been operating for 100 years, right? So there's, of course, been people trying to break into the cave. But they built this wall up because this whole area here was open. This is a big entrance to the cave.
Like a natural entrance.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So you could see off the bluff. Imagine what kind of view the natives had back then. It's 6,000 years ago. It would have been incredible. But they put this up to help protect the cave. I'm going to show you guys a bat real quick. Right there on the wall. So that's a tricolor bat, and they're one of the more common ones we have in here. We're at the end of their hibernation period, so we're not going to shine our light too much on them. They get easily agitated. But we're going to walk this way now, and I'm going to check for some more salamanders, make sure we're not stepping on anybody else here.
Ang siya dagway sa salamanders lang.
The salamanders like to hang out by our door, especially when it gets warm outside, because they go outside and eat bugs and stuff. So we have to be very careful that we're not squishing anybody in our door. It has happened, unfortunately.
Oh, that was so
So if you
nice.
guys want to hang out for a second, I'll tell you a couple more things.
Wala ka, nindot sa ito ang tour.
That landslide debris. So they were thinking that there was natives that lived in the cave. So they called them the Bluff dwellers. And then we found out that they didn't actually live in the cave, right?
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
just kept the name. But I have a review card for you guys. If you can leave us a review.